Right then, David, well, we're up and down with you. We've got some magnificent marks in the 70s and the 80s, and then two other marks which are in the 40s. So let's see which side of you I see this week. That isn't £52, so I'm not sure why you've got that there. And I'm a little bit worried about why I'm seeing things like this on your paper when this is a calculator allowed. All the papers you're doing at home, you're allowed to use a calculator for. So that is correct for what you've done, so you lose a mark there. 5% discount is for yours. Let's just check. 0.05, oops, 0.05 times 169.42. £8.47 that should be. You've got £8.71, so that's wrong too. Plus you've then done more work than you need to, because this isn't saying how much is the discounted price, this is saying how much is the discount. So for you it should have been £8.71, so I can't give you the marks there either. Meters, litres, kilometres, kilograms, good. 49 squares is out, too far out. Now the method that you need to be using is, if the shape covers more than half a square, you count it, otherwise you don't. So you do count that one, and that one, and that one, probably not that one. And as you're going, you're counting, totaling in your head which ones you are. Yeah, count that one, I wouldn't count that one. I would count that one, and that one, and that one, and that one, and so on. Okay, so just put a dot, or as you're doing, total, but where you're putting these crosses, they need to be included. That one is more than half. That one isn't, so you would ignore that one. That one you would count, that one you wouldn't. That one maybe, maybe not, that one definitely so, and so on. So your method, you are excluding too many shapes or too many areas in your estimate. So your method isn't good. 7 for the page. So there's 5 marks there on page 1 that you've lost, that you should be getting. That's good. You need to be more exact with this one. Triangular prism, because that's a prism too. Okay, so that if you'd have said a round-faced prism instead of cylinder, you'd have got the mark. That's a triangular prism or a circular prism. So 2 out of 3. Oops, 2 out of 3 there. 4 for the page. Radius. It's a D on the end, not a T, so it's chord, but you get the mark. That's correct, that's correct. 6 marks there. That one's right, that one's right, that one's right, that one's right. 10/25 is also 0.4. Now this is a calculator allowed paper, so you can use your fraction button. If you type in 10/25, press equals, that turns it into fraction in its simplest form. If you press the SD button, it turns it into a decimal, so you can see there it's 0.4. So you'll get 1 mark for that, 2 for that, 2, 4, 10 for the page. Okay, so you've lost 1 mark with that there. Number is 8, number is 11, it's 12 and 4, lovely, 7 marks. Times by 4, but you got to use words. That's a mathematical symbol, that's a number. You're not going to get the mark even though the maths is right. That is correct. That is correct. That's not, is why take 3. Now we've practiced those since you did this paper, so hopefully that's obvious to you now. 2 7s is 8, 48, correct. 4, 6, 7, 14 for the page. Lost 2 on that page. 45 61.5. So 4 marks there. You've put them in order, but that's not the middle, is it? You've got 3 numbers on that side and 4 numbers that side. Sorry, you're off the screen. 3 numbers that side, 4 numbers that side. It's not the middle. If you've got an even number of numbers, you've got 2 middles, and you have to find the middle between these. Okay? And if it's not obvious to you what the middle is, if you find out what the difference is, so it's 3, half that is 1.5, so it's 1.5 up from 59, 60.5. Alright, so that's what you need to do there. That one's correct, this one's not. Alright, what you're doing here, in part A, you're turning pounds into euros by multiplying by 1.19. In this one, they want you to turn euros into pounds, so you've got to do the opposite. So the opposite of timesing by 1.19 is dividing by 1.19. And that's what you need to do. Total for page 6. Well done. Only a couple of you got that one right. Good stuff. Oh gosh, what have you done here? That's correct. 150 divided by 5 is 30. No, once you've done this bit, all you need to do then is to say, right, well, Andrew got 69 out of 150, which you write like that. Then to turn it into a percent, you times it by 100, and you do that on your calculator, just exactly as you see it. Fraction button, 69 over 150 times 100, 46%. Okay, so your method doesn't work there. That's good. 4, 8 for the page. 2 easy marks left on the page. Right, I can't give you anything for what we've got there, although actually that might be right. I think it is. What you need to do, get your compass, point on A, get your circle going. So there's your circle. Okay, once it crosses the 2, move that to there. And yes, no, nearly, not quite. So 60 degrees is where that line crosses there. So you're slightly out. I'm going to give you a mark for that. That's your method is pretty good. You just didn't join it up. And with this one, you got the right idea, but you're supposed to be going from P and Q. So you get your compass, you put the point on P, you open it over halfway. It doesn't matter where, as long as it's obviously over half. And then you draw your arc. Then without changing your compass, you put the point at Q, the other end of the line, and you draw another arc. And then where the 2 arcs cross, above and below the line, you join through, and that's your perpendicular bisector. So 1 mark on that page. That's correct. That's correct. 3, 6. Oh, well done. And that is brilliant. Not many people have got that part B right. Good stuff. No, that's completely wrong. Have a look at how I've done that on the video clip. You don't join the dots on a scatter graph. Okay, what you're looking for is something that looks like that. Not like that. Okay, don't join the dots. So you're not going to get any marks for that. You're going to get the marks for that. There is no correlation because the older an object does not entirely mean it increases perfect. Lovely explanation. 3 marks for that page. Oh, yeah, look at this. Look at this. No, hang on. What have you done here? That is the answer to that. So this is actually what you've done here is the answer to question 13C, and it's correct. So 13C, which is worth 3 marks, you've got there. And then here, this maths is the answer to 14B. Okay, and oh yeah, there we are. Okay, sorry, I hadn't seen that. Right, so for this you haven't quite answered the question. Now, I made this mistake as well. After 2 years, that's what it's worth, but the question's asking how much money it's lost. So the money it's lost is 432 plus £354.24. Okay, so it's worth 4 marks. You're going to get 3 because you haven't worked out that last bit. This is good, well done. And so is this. Good. It's not 28. Okay, it's 18 times 1.6 is 28.8, 57.6 and 8. So I'm going to give you full marks for that. Your method is fine. You made one little rounding error. 10 for the page. That is very impressive indeed. So let's have a look then, Dave, how that pans out. Your best mark so far has been 86. I don't think you're up there, but I think you're going to be in the 70s. 7, 11, 21, 35, 41, 49, 50, 63, 69, 79. Very good. Back on form. Now, you have got some very difficult questions correct, and you have lost quite a few marks on some very easy questions. So potentially you can get even better than that, but that's really good. Well done, David.